in for a look, huh? Alright. Yeah. Pretty decent welds. They're not the best, but they're not terrible either. Alright, so we got her all welded up. I got a couple high spots where my tacks were, but other than that, pretty decent welds all the way around. Welcome back, guys. So, you've been following along. We've been putting some airbags on the F350 here. Last episode, you saw me tear everything apart. Start cleaning and prepping the frame. And I believe I started doing coil buckets, getting everything mocked up. As far as all the brackets, the I-beams, the buckets, and everything. In this episode, we're going to go over what I did here. You're going to watch me weld all that up. So we got our geometry good for the I-beam brackets and the upper back bucket. Everything's all nice and welded in there, both sides. Nice clean welds all the way around. With some paint on it. Airbags work as you see. Still need to tie them together. Nothing binds up. Do a little trickery here. Get my steering linkages to clear and get everything set up just right. Nothing binds up, nothing hits. Plenty of clearance on my bag, both sides. And today I'm going to start doing some shock mounting. I need to get some shocks mounted up in this guy. Keep the front end from bouncing around. And as you can see, the stock location is not going to work for my shocks down here. Yeah, so I'm going to move that bottom bracket back on the lower drag brace, drag link, whatever you want to call it, trailing arm. And move the bracket back on the trailing arm here and mount the shock somewhere in this area. Keeping in mind that the brake line goes through right there as well. So I gotta keep clearance for that so I can keep my brake lines going. It'll be below that, a little bit higher than the top of this bucket, I think, for this back shock setup. I was gonna keep the factory buckets intact, try to sell them to somebody that needs them, but I got stuff here to make things work, so we did a little surgery on that guy. Alright, so now we got us a shock bucket. Let's see if I can get this in there one-handed. Alright, so now we got a shock bucket. This guy's gonna, I'm not sure if I'm gonna bolt it or weld it. I'll probably try and bolt it, but it really don't matter. I'm gonna probably put it right in there somewhere. I got some trimming to do, get it to line up and fit with this bag mount. But that should be just about perfect for my shock mount. I'm pretty sure it's gonna clear everything. Don't have the engine in here or anything, but you know, we'll get the engine set in here, everything mocked up a little bit a little later on, so see if we run into any issues. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna utilize both these factory towers, weld them in there and make them look clean. After I get those back in there, get my shocks and bag set up, figured out, I'm gonna try and put the factory sway bar back in it. Gonna have to figure out a way to mount them. I think I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down to this lower mount, make some kind of bracketry, weld it straight to the beams, and get that set up. I don't have the sway bar here though, so I won't be doing that today. But I'm gonna try to get these shock buckets in, get that all set up, squared away, ready to go. Yeah, so steering linkages, got those in, brand new steering set up, all new joints and everything, so don't have to worry about those. Leaving everything loose in case I gotta drop these knuckles off again and remove bags and do welding and stuff, because you can't weld or grind or cut with the airbags in. You get little pinholes in your airbags, and yeah, a lot of in and out, removing stuff, putting stuff back in, checking clearances, removing it, welding it, whatever. So just a lot of in and out, tedious things like that. So yeah, see what we can get done today. Alright, just made some quick marks on there so I can kind of have a guide to cut, clean it up, and test fit it again. There we go. Nice, clean, straight cut. Set up in here, see what she looks like. What do you think? Not too bad. A little more cleaning up, maybe. Yeah, I'll take a little bit off that front corner. Just a smidge. Hit that with the paddle wheel. And should be ready to tack in there. about right. It's not too bad of a gap to fill. And looks like it's supposed to be there. So I think we're gonna call that good. Alright, we got the shock mount kind of mucked up in here right now. It's got it clamped in, kind of cleaned up, clears just fine. Got the lower mount location set. Got plenty of stroke left in my shock. And yeah, should be a great fit right there. Super easy to set up and get her welded in there. So more pulling stuff back apart. Got to pull the bag back out so I don't ruin it. And I should be able to access this for a weld without pulling too much else out. So let's do that. Alright, after a good amount of grinding, cutting, and fitting back and forth, I got both my shock towers made and ready to start prepping the areas to start welding everything in. First, I need to get my bags back out and get access to back in there. So, yep, I'm gonna pull everything back out, get these fitted up in there, and then I'll bring it back. Got everything tacked in. Got my lower mounts welded in. As you can see down in there, everything welded and tacked in. Throw the shocks on, lift it, lower it, make sure everything clears, and then I'll final weld the top shock towers. So getting there. Well, she's all welded up, all finished up. Looks pretty clean. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, hopefully you guys like what I'm doing here. It's a lot of work, so yeah, everything's turning out good though. Just have to run my airlines and stuff and get everything plumbed up, ready to go. The shocks are in. Only thing I need to do now is the sway bar, and front end will be finished up, man. Align it. Yeah. Hopefully you guys like what I'm doing. Let me know what you think in the comments.